If you're looking for an affordable electronic drum kit, you've definitely seen the Alesis Turbo Mesh Kit. \N, it's the kit everyone recommends as the ultimate beginner buy. \N, but here's what surprised me. After months of testing, I'm telling you to think twice. \N, this review is the one they don't want you to see, because I'm going to expose the 3 massive problems that could ruin your experience. \N, therefore, if you're about to click, by now you need to watch this first. For the best price, click the link in the description. \N, let's start with the obvious. This kit looks incredible for the money. \N, you get a full setup. A snare, 3 toms, 3 cymbals including a hi-hat and crash ride, and a kick drum tower. The headline feature is the mesh heads on the snare and toms. They feel great, they're quiet, and they're a huge step up from rubber pads. The module has 10 built-in kits, 108 sounds, and even some coaching functions to help you learn. \N, on paper, it's a slam dunk. It's the poster child for too good to be true. \N, but the first major problem isn't about what's in the box. It's about what happens the moment you try to play it. \N, the stock sounds. Oh, the stock sounds. \N, they are, and I'm being charitable here, a digital disappointment. The snare sounds like a tin can filled with angry bees, and the cymbals have the sonic depth of a laser beam. \N, you will outgrow these sounds faster than a kid outgrows shoes. This leads to our first rehook. Is the solution just to plug this into a computer? Therefore, the real cost isn't just the kit. \N, but let's say you're okay with basic sounds because you plan to use a VST like Easy Drummer. \N, that brings us directly to problem number 2, the triggering. \N, the mesh pads themselves trigger well. They're responsive and have a nice bounce. The problem children are the cymbals, especially the hi-hat. The hi-hat is a single-zone, chokeable cymbal, but it's mounted on a static rod. \N, there is no hi-hat pedal that controls open and closed sounds. \N, you get one sound, closed. \N, want to play a funky open hi-hat groove? You can't. You have to press a button on the module to switch to an open sound, which then makes every asterisk hi-hat hit open. \N, it's like having a car where you have to get out and change the tire every time you want to turn a corner. \N, the crash ride cymbal is a dual-zone pad, which is nice, but the bell trigger is notoriously finicky. \N, you have to hit it with the precision of a neurosurgeon to get it to register consistently. \N, and the kick pad. It's a simple tower with a beater plate. \N, it works, but it's loud and feels like you're kicking a cardboard box filled with socks. A loud one. \N, your downstairs neighbors will learn every song you play just through the vibrations. So the promise of a full kit starts to feel a bit hollow, doesn't it? \N, which leads to the biggest, most frustrating problem of all, long-term durability. This is where the budget price tag shows its true colors. \N, the construction feels light, which is good for moving it, but bad for staying put. The rack is made of thinner tubing. If you play with any energy, the whole kit will shimmy and shake like it's in a minor earthquake. \N, I'm not a heavy hitter, and I had to constantly retighten every clamp. \N, the connection cables are also a known weak point. \N, they are thin, they are permanently attached to the pads on one end, and if one fails, you can't just swap a cable. \N, you're looking at a repair job. It's the drum kit equivalent of a planned obsolescence joke, but the joke's on you when you're mid-groove and the floor tom goes silent. \N, and here's a quick joke for you. What do you call an Alesis Turbo kit after 6 months? A very expensive collection of oddly shaped paperweights. \N, it's not funny when it happens to you. This isn't just me being picky. Spend 30 minutes in any online forum and you'll see the same stories. \N, modules freezing, pads losing sensitivity, hardware stripping. Therefore, what you're saving up front, you might pay in repairs or replacement parts later. \N, so, should anyone buy this kit? \N, that's the contrarian snapback. In a very specific scenario, yes. If you are an absolute beginner on an absolute rock-bottom budget and you need something to simply see if you like hitting things in sequence, this can work. \N, but you must go in with your eyes wide open. N see it as a $350 entry fee to the world of drumming, not as a long-term instrument. Your first upgrade won't be new cymbals, it will be a whole new kit. This is a gateway drug, not the main fix. N think of it like dating someone just because they have a car. It gets you from A to B, but you're not dreaming about a future together. N therefore, what's the resolution? What should you buy instead? If your budget can stretch even a little, the step-up is crystal clear. The Alesis Turbo Mesh Kit. N for not much more money, you get a vastly better module with more and better sounds, a proper hi-hat control pedal, and a slightly more stable rack. N it is, in every single way, the superior kit and the true beginner king. N the Turbo feels like a prototype they forgot to stop selling. The other option is to scour the used market. N you can often find older, more robust kits from Roland or Yamaha for a similar price. They might not have mesh heads, but they were built to last. N here's another joke. Buying a used Roland over a new Turbo is like choosing a reliable used Toyota over a brand new car made of Legos. One gets you there for years. N let's talk about the elephant in the room, the marketing. N it's advertised as a complete kit for the aspiring drummer. N that's technically true, but it aspires to be a real drum kit about as much as I aspire to be an astronaut after watching a space movie. N the coaching functions. They're a nice idea, but they're so basic you'll abandon them for free YouTube lessons in a week. N it's like the kit is trying to do everything, but mastering nothing. The included drumsticks are the kind you use to stir paint, and the throne, let's just say it's a posture-correcting device disguised as a seat. N you'll buy a new one immediately unless you enjoy back pain. N so where does this leave us? This is my honest review. The Alesis Turbo Mesh Kit is a tantalizing trap. N it uses the buzzword mesh to lure you in, but then cuts crucial corners on the hi-hat, the sounds, and the build quality. N it solves the problem of having no kit, but immediately creates new problems of frustration and limitation. N you will fight the hardware more than you fight the grooves. N a final joke. Setting up this kit is the real tutorial mode. Lesson 1, patience. Lesson 2, regret. Lesson 3, searching for upgrade kits online. N therefore, my final verdict is this. Do not buy the Alesis Turbo Mesh Kit as your primary long-term solution. N it is only acceptable as a disposable first step, and even then I hesitate. N save a little longer. Buy the Nitro Mesh, or buy used. N your future drummer self will thank you for not having to unlearn the limitations of a subpar instrument. N you deserve a kit that inspires you to play, not one that makes you want to stop. N the Turbo, sadly, falls into the latter category for anyone beyond the first 2 weeks. N and for our last joke, why did the drummer sell his Turbo kit? Because it couldn't handle his rim shots, or any shots, really. N if this review saved you from a frustrating purchase, let me know in the comments. N for the absolute best price on the kits I do recommend, like the Alesis Nitro Mesh, check the link in the description below. N that's where you'll find the real deal. Thanks for watching.